Hello, my name is John Calver. I'm a lecturing in digital media. And today we're going to look at how to set up WordPress self-hosting. And this is about setting up hosting, which is separate from the likes of Weebly.com and Wordpress.com, which are companies that provide you with free hosting and a free subdomain. This is about getting your own domain and having your own hosting, which is actually paid for. So the first thing I would do is go into a browser, type in Hosting Companies Ireland in the search bar up here, Hosting Companies Ireland, and a whole load of companies will pop up, as you can see here. You've got Hosting Ireland, which comes up first. You've got Web Mentor, you've got Black Knight, My Host, Web Host, Host Papa, Host.ie, hostingireland.com. Any of those will do. I'm just going to click on this one because it's the one I use the most. Hosting Ireland. Now, in here I'm going to actually go and click on domain names. And you can basically look for a domain name. So I'm just going to go to my own domain name, pop that in, and search for that. Although it will be taken, it will give an example of what happens. So it's taken, as you can see at the top there, but these are all these others are available, and they'll give you a price, and that's basically your domain name, which is your website address that you want to take. That's mine at the moment, and I can buy that, and then they will send me an email, and basically I can go in and basically set everything up from that. The only thing is that when you do go into the likes of Hosting Ireland, I'm just going to go back now to Hosting Ireland. Hosting Ireland, okay, so I'm just going to go back to Hosting Ireland. Hosting Ireland pops up like this. Once I have my domain name, which will be emailed to me, I'm going to go then and look at the web hosting. And I'm going to need to buy a package. Now that package could be either this one, which is the most popular one, which gives you Cloud Light for most websites and blogs. The one thing you have to be careful about and look at is basically how many websites and databases you have here. So it's only 10 websites, so you can only have 10 websites and 5 subdomains. That's probably the most important. A lot of people forget about this. Annually, that's €45.95, so just make sure that you understand what that means. This is the one that I choose. Serves me very well, which basically gives me 50 websites and 50 databases, which basically means I can use 50 website domain names and 50 subdomains. And it allows me 250 email accounts. And gives me quite a good bit of space. For a website and websites, that's not too bad at all. Depends on using big, huge companies like WordPress and themselves, as well as Facebook. Other companies might be much bigger and they'll go further than just this. But if you have a huge, big, massive websites, high traffic websites, as it says here, high traffic websites, you would need something like this. But basically, this is for most would need this in terms of business. If you're an individual, probably this one might do better. You basically buy that, and then they send you details about how to get into your hosting. And generally that is through a cPanel. And the cPanel can be something like this. And this is basically the cPanel. As you can see there, this is a screen grab I've done of my cPanel account. And I enter my username and password that they give me, and that will then take me into something like this. Gives me my details. Now, in terms of hosting, this is all the hosting information that you will need. The two areas that I wanted to look at in terms of self-hosted for WordPress is the domain section and Spectacular section down here. This is the app installer. In some others, they call it a different name. There's the WordPress installer there, which is the CMS, which is the content management system. Joomla, you've got loads of others down here. Drupal, on it goes. These are all different CMS you could use. And what we're going to do is, once you get your domain name, you have to put your domain name into, add on your domain name in here. Okay, so you add on your domain name. Now, if you bought your hosting, that would be your main domain name. Your primary domain name would be that domain, and you wouldn't have to do that because it would already be set up. But if you're going to go and create more, as I've done here, as you can see, I've done a few more here. I'll have to add them into this section here. Okay, so once you've done that, it's basically set up to go. So I'm just going to go back there. That was the only thing you'd have to worry about, is putting it in there if you're going to add on more domains. Okay, or if you haven't, if you don't have a domain with them, you just have hosting with them. Okay, you'd have to add in your domain in there. So once you've done that, you can basically go down to WordPress down at the bottom here. Click on WordPress here. And now we can create a WordPress install on your hosting. So you paid for your hosting, you paid for your domain, and I can basically go in and install our WordPress piece of software, CMS associated with this domain. This is my domain here. Now, I've already have that at the moment, so I can change that accordingly as I go through. So I can basically sort that out as I go through there. At the moment, that's all different. It doesn't matter whether you see those or not, because that's not the admin of my website. So at the moment, that's what it is. You can drop down and add in all the various websites. These are all my various websites I have here. I can basically take this out because I don't want that as a directory, and I can put in my websites. I can then put in my website username and password, and the email that it sends to. I can send it to that. That doesn't exist. Basically, these are not the passwords I have, so don't worry about that. You put your own passwords in there, and then you can automatically select the theme. It'll tell you to select the theme, and then you can install. And it will install your website as a WordPress install. So that should be straightforward enough for you at the moment. Okay.